Hi, I'm Vincent Graziano of Coxe Graziano Funeral Home. I'm a third-generation funeral director. I was born and raised in funeral service, and I've seen so many changes over my career. And we're here to talk to you about some of them. In a few moments, you're going to be seeing the personal testimony of two of our patrons who had to make a decision as to how to honor their husbands. And I think it would be a learning experience. So much has changed over the years. I've seen it happen. I always revert back to the Gladstone quote where he said, to paraphrase him, "Show me how people care for the dead, and I will tell you what kind of people they are." Know that as service professionals, we're here for you to answer your questions. We appreciate your time and thank you for watching.
I absolutely can say I found comfort in the process of a wake and a funeral. I've also found personally comfort in the planning process. A wake gives the opportunity to relive special moments in life. It gives an opportunity perhaps to heal and to just spend some time remembering moments that brought you joy or that also left you with wishing you could have one more moment. And Awake speaks and has spoken to my heart and has allowed me to connect with people who seem to come forward at a time when we're low in our lives. In the process with each of my parents, and almost because it's so new, especially in planning my husband's wake and funeral, I spent a lot of time in his dying process, personalizing the final celebration of life, choosing specific prayers, choosing the hymns that were so heartfelt to both of us over our lifetime. Certain things we talked about during his dying process, where he would be waked, how he would be waked, where his final resting place would be. And being able to personalize it at the hardest time for both of us, we each embraced the meaning that it would have to our children, our family, and we got to share that, specifically with my husband and I, we got to share that before he passed. The road to recovery is very difficult, and it requires a lot of work. It doesn't just happen. Learning to love your loved one in passing and accept the new reality is very difficult. But with time and with the right tools and remembering what was makes going forward possible.
Well, the wake for us is part of the ceremony and saying goodbye. And we have families. And Nick had family. He had brothers, a sister, children, grandchildren. I have children, grandchildren, and we have lots of friends. We're hometown people, and it was important for us to give everyone a chance to say goodbye in their own way. This was talked about when we were both young, healthy, and it was mostly talked about when we would come here to a funeral and to a wake. And on the way home, there was a discussion. I like this, I don't like that, I want that, I don't want that. And we have a faith, we're Roman Catholics, and of course at the time we were discussing all this, cremation wasn't even on the table. So it was, do you want an open casket, do you want a closed casket, that type. For me, it was, and I wanted Nick to have that respect. And I brought this with me. Now, Nick was a school crossing guard at Riverside School for 8 years. They all turned out, whether they came here or they came to church. They have this on a bench up there for him. They honored him on Veterans Day this year. So Nick impacted a lot of people. Children gravitated towards him. He loved kids. He was a real nice guy. And so you need to allow people to show their respect and to say goodbye. And so all the love they had for Nick, it just overflowed onto me. When I look back at this, I mean, life is a journey and it's different for everyone. And life is full of celebrations. You're born, you have a celebration. You have birthday parties, you get married, so it's a celebration of a person's life because they died. You have to show that they lived. Their friends, a lot of them aren't there anymore, or their families, or, and all, but still, I think, people come for the children, they come for the brothers, they come for the sisters, they come for everybody. So I wanted everybody to have that opportunity to show the family the kind of life that Nick lived.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to these candid conversations. These are raw and real accounts from people who have lost the ones that they loved and chose to honor their life, because every life, in fact, does matter.